and welcome, you amazing person. My name is Rob, I'm the Manic Gaming Guy, and today we're playing some more automation. We are going to be continuing on with a car that we started the other day, which we have done a lot of detailing to. Yes, the car I'm referring to is this one. I spent many hours doing some styling, detailing, and styling. I don't think that's a real word. Basically adding all the props and making it look like a real car. I've had a lot of fun. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the last video. But for today we got a few more things that we need to do to make sure it's beautiful in BeamNG. We need to align the mirrors up and make sure they actually look backwards. We need to make all the props move like they should do, like all the gauges and on the steering wheel and the shifter and the pedals. Can make them move, and possibly even the indicators and stuff, because that's always a fun one. And we're also going to be sorting out the lights, making sure they have got the correct brightness. I'm pretty sure the front lights weren't too bad, but we definitely needed to sort out something going on with the rears. They weren't too shabby. So without further ado, let's crack on with this video. But before we do all of those alterations, I am going to go through the car for the people who didn't watch the last video, so they know what sort of car we're doing this to. Yes. If you want to see me build this car in high detail, I recommend you go watch the last video. There will probably be a link in the description taking you over there. But this is going to be a quick recap of what this car is. So it's this body here, a 90s body, because it's a 90s luxury car. We're going to convert it to a grand touring car. After we've finished this one and made it look really nice, we are going to alter it and give it some different varieties, one being Grand Touring, and we'll probably do a drift car and maybe a race car and other stuff like that. Obviously Grand Tour is a race car. The panel material of this car is treated steel. The chassis, we've gone for monocoque and it's galvanized steel. The engine placement is front longitude, and the front suspension is double wishbone, and the rear suspension is multi-link. We've gone for quality of 3 because it is a luxury car and it's a reasonably high-end brand. We did some morphing. You don't really know that sort of stuff. There's some more details about the body if you need to know that sort of stuff. The colour is white, even though I did originally choose like a blue, but I couldn't see all the details because it's too dark, so I made it white so everything pops out for us. Lovely, jobly. Lots of detailing. If you want to watch me do that, there are some time lapses in the other video that I've talked about. The engine. Now the engine is just a nice little standard thing. We haven't gone too crazy on the internals, and we are making 151 brake horsepower. A little bit of stress to the engine, which does shock me a little bit. I don't think there'll be any stress, but we do have a bit. There's dual overhead cam. It's a 2 litre because that's what the GT class was capped to. You can have up to 6 pistons. This one is a inline 6. We do have forged internals with a cast light pistons and a harmonic dampener, but that is cranked right down to try and keep the throttle responsiveness right up. We have these settings here because it is naturally aspirated. There is no turbo on this car, but when we do a different variety like the drift car, we'll probably smash a turbo on that just to get the horsepower up and improve all the internals, of course. There we go, there's some settings there, there's some settings here. Gotta make sure this graph's all nice and green, people. Maybe a little bit of yellow. I can up the compression a little bit, I think. But yeah, if you got lots of yellow on there, your car is not happy. That's the way I read it anyway. We have unleaded gasoline premium because it's the sort of fuel you can get in our country at the time. On the regular, just a mid-size intake and manifold and all that sort of stuff, and the headers are cast mid. And we do have a baffled exhaust because this is a strict legal car. We try to keep it as normal as possible. So on to the other goodies, eh? So we do have a 6-speed transmission gearbox. This is manual. We're getting up to 130-ish miles per hour, and we have a Farius LSD put in the car. Of course, quality rating is free throughout where we need it. Unlike the tires, because we didn't want to improve the grip, because it is the 90s, so we kept the quality as it was. With some alloy alloy rims, 18-inch, beautiful. And we do just have some sports radial tires on. Brakes is vented disc all round, and we got the graphs set up like so. We have a more downforce in the rear and in the front. And if you watch the last video, you can see this car does handle very nice. Very nice. We will be doing a bit of BeamNG driving later on to show that off. Once we've got all the props and stuff fixed, then everything is all nicely aligned. So we do have 4 seats in this car. It's premium quality, and we smack up the lightness, of course. We have variable hydraulic handling because that's the one it told me to get ready. Traction control and ABS, standard 90s safety, and we actually drop the quality down by 3 because you'll make it lighter, basically. No safety will obviously make it super light. Springs are the standard gas mono tubes with passive sway bars. And yeah, we set it up for a bit of normalness, I think. A bit sporty, but a comfy sporty type. And you'll see, I'm not going to send it around the track, it's pointless doing that. We do have drivability at 67, which is quite a nice high score. It doesn't like our drive type, and it doesn't like our engine responsiveness. I don't know how that's a thing, because it's very responsive. Maybe people driving comfortably cars don't have responsive cars. I don't know. The tyres obviously the moaning because the tyre walls are probably a bit too short, but I've got a nice mid-range because obviously sportiness. Tuning suspension, all that sort of stuff. Yeah, blah 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 blah. That's all the main stuff that you really need to see. Oh wait, did I do? Yeah, okay. So we are running just shy of 1200 kilograms, near enough 50-50 weight distribution. Crank up to 7,500 revs, 151 brake horsepower performance, up to 127 miles per hour top speed. We are long gearing it, long shifting it. We've got short shift, so it'd be long shift. Yeah, long shift the gearbox. So we could drop the revs down a little bit, I guess. 15 seconds, a quarter mile, which is actually not bad. That's a good speed. Good speed. 7.2 seconds to 0 to 60. So, yeah, all in all, not too shabby of a car. So, shall we crack on with 28.3 miles per gallon? That's a thirsty car. It's not super thirsty, but it is a thirsty car. Right, so we need to find all the code, do all the props first, I think. What I like to do is go through my props and make them all show up at the end of the prop list, which makes doing all the code a lot easier. So let me do that quickly and I'll be right back. Right, that's all the props lined up. I'm pretty sure I got everything. We've got the steering wheel, we've got all the brake, clutch and throttleness. We got the levers, the indicator stuff. We got all the needles in the cluster, and we got a lot of H shifters so we can get the H shifter working. Oh, handbrake. How have I managed to forget the handbrake? That was silly, so we'll just quickly do that. And we've got the handbrake right at the very end as well. Anything else before I start writing code and got to start messing around? I think that's about it. So what I've got to do now is go find one of my other cars that's got all the code and copy it over. Here's one of my cars I called Shifter. I'm glad I called it that because it's the one with the shifter code. And we've got lots of problems because the game's updated. Some things aren't working. Ooh, we're going to have to update that again one day. But for now, we just need to go to the description, see what we got. So we've got the steering wheel, brake throttles. We've got the turning and lights. Nice. Wheel speed, tacho, fuel. So basically, all of that's definitely come in. And what else we got? Engine, some random bits there. There's the... So I need that. Okay, I'd like to just copy it all. Can I highlight it all? Okay. And just delete what I don't need. So I don't think I need that stuff there, really. Oh, that was for the ignition. You have the ignition switch turn on with the keys. We don't need that though, do we? Or do we? Put it in the comments if I should add it. Right, so we're back onto this one. Copied the the code in, and we can just simply delete the bits that we don't need. I'm gonna leave that there just because I know it's the shifter. I think I might need to add a gear to that by the looks of it. Not a problem though, not a problem. Just continue the sequence. And yeah, so now I've got to go through and change all of the prop numbers to match mine. Right, well, I'm hoping that's the code done. It's quite a tedious job going back and forth, but if you remember to put everything in the same order that you do every time, I always put it in steering wheel first, and I always do the clutch, brake, throttle next, and then I tend to do a bit of a mix of these, but it came out the right order this time. Park and brake's normally a bit more up there at the end of this list, but it's okay, as long as you sort of got it about right, you can just tend to guess the numbers that you're going to have. So let's hope I guess these ones right, and export it to BeamNG just to have a little look-sees. See what's working and see what isn't working. So if I remember rightly last time, these didn't rotate right for some reason. So let's see if we can see what's going on there. So here we are, back in the BeamNG world, where we get to test our car out. Well, I've already had a little look, not gonna lie, just to see how things are going, and we're about 80% of the things working. Look, steering wheel turns, beautiful, and if we have a little click into free cam world, we can see the pedals. There's the oh, didn't mean to do that. There's the throttle, there's the brake, and there's the clutch working. Very good. And if we go into driver mode, are we in auto, in arcade mode? Okay, pushing one buttons. There we go. We watch the H shifter. That's working. Very good. That's doing its thing. It's meant to go through all the gears. It does go through all of them. Take you actually didn't test reverse. Let's test that. There you go. It is reverse. And does the handbrake work? Handbrake works. I didn't actually test that one, but that's good. That works. So, oh, lights. I guess we can. I'll do that when I've got the steering wheel plugged in. But they should work. I don't see why not. In fact, let's have a little look. Let's have a little see if they are working. No, wrong thing. Car, lights, turn them on. Now, I don't know what it's going to do. Probably go up or down. It's going to be the wrong one because we've got lights and indicator on the same stalk. So I'm going to have to make my own stalks, I guess. Yeah, that goes up. Brilliant. So then we should be able to put the indicators on. Yes, that works. Right is going the right way. Left is going the right way. Nice little touch. We do like it. So, yeah, we just need to fix the needles. I don't know what's going on with these. One, they're not going the right rotation, as you can tell by these ones clipping through the blue. And two, these ones just aren't doing their thing at all, as you might have seen. When we're driving, they're not moving. Okay, so we need to fix that. And obviously the mirrors, let's have a little quick look at those, see what they're doing. Right, you clearly need to go up, and you clearly need to go up a little bit. And then it looks like by that line, I need to rotate you clockwise a little bit, and you, I don't know yet, we'll find out. I would love to put BeamNG mirror textures in here, by the way. If anyone knows how to do that, please inform me or show me the direction how it's done. And this is where some of the paint starts going back and forth to see why things aren't working. So I guess one of the easiest things to do, work out why these guys aren't working, the wheel speed and that. I'm guessing maybe it's going to be the rotation. I'll have a little deep look and I'll let you guys, what's going on with this? This is the reason why the tacho's not working. There's an A in there for some reason. That definitely shouldn't be in there. Okay, well that's clearly why they're not working properly. This is me just dragging and clicking. So if I was to grab another one of those. Hey. Which one was it? Doesn't really matter. I did get a big needle. So if I was to put another one in. Yeah, that's wrong. That is not the angle you should be at. So, oh, let's take this off. Put it back to 15 as it should be. Probably just had a bike go around. So, wait a minute, what's going on? So that's where it is. It does still rotate, but I've got to now rotate it on different axes. Is this even going to work? Isn't there normally... Oh, I hope it does. Let me just try and work this out. It will work. I just got to work out which one of these it is again. My scientific brain says it's the third one because the steering wheel is one axis that we know. That's like the forward and backward one. And we know the clutch is... No, the clutch is forward and backwards. That's left and right. So the swivel on the point must be the third one. So let's give that a go. Okay, hopefully simply doing that has fixed that problem. What? Actually, why weren't they working at all? That was a bit strange. Well, it might have been working, we just didn't see it working. I don't know. Something's a bit odd. All else fails with the needles. I'll just replace them with some that do work, and then obviously I'll have to fix mine for you beautiful people. May as well export this, give this a test, and we'll come back and do the mirrors. Yay! Well, that seems to have got them working. I still need to change the colours of these dials. I don't know why they're playing up like the way they are. I could have some normals problem, but hopefully not. We'll try and give that a good fix. But apart from that, all the props are working now. Apart from these two, obviously need replacing. I need the revs there and the speed there, and I also need to point the needles into the right place. Still going. Right, that should be the code swap round and all sorted. I have also reset the needles, so hopefully they are in the right place now. Is my mouse not showing up? It is showing up. That was just slightly off, but it'll be fine. And I've also changed the colours to hopefully make them show up in the BeamNG. I've also made it a bit deeper, just in case that was a bit of a problem. I did flatten the clusters, and maybe that was an issue. So hopefully not. Let's export the car now and check it in BeamNG. Well, the tacos work. I can see the numbers now. Yay! A bit bright. The background, I didn't want that bright. I'm going to have to try and make that a bit darker still. And hopefully not as illuminated. But yeah, looking cool. I'm also going to have to turn these to headlights as well. They're just constantly on. They're still set to running. So that's another job added to the list. But there's also now a new problem. The code. The code is not quite right. If you look at the revs, we try and change gear at about, I don't know, 13,000 revs. So we need to get that to change around 7,500 by changing the code. Which shouldn't be too hard, I hope. I normally just give it a guess and get it averagely in the right place. It's normally good enough. But I don't even know if the speed's right, so to tell if the speed's right, I need to probably just go back to home, go into the free cam, and then we get that locked in place. And then we can see the speed in the bottom right as well. And then we can put our foot down. Apparently doing 20 right now. That's not far off. Let's get it up to 40. Doing 40 about now. Okay, that's alright. Get it up to 60. 60's not far off. Give it up to 80. I say 80's pretty spot on. So at least that's right. At least I have to mess around with the speedo. That's good. The heat thing looks like it's mostly okay. I don't think the temperature gauge works on this car. Oh, it's apparently not hot at all. That's not good. And the fuel. We've only got apparently half a tank of fuel. Apparently something's wrong with the code there. I need to look into that one. Shouldn't be too hard to fix all this though. Some of this stuff, the code and the props totally, we can still update after we've exported the car and started messing around with all the code, because it's quite easy to find. I think next I want to fix the mirrors and obviously make them a bit darker and turn these lights only to work when the headlights are on. Okay, first step was to turn all these lights to headlights, so they only come on when I turn the headlights on. And I've also tried going even darker with this backplate. We'll see how that looks when we export it to BeamNG. Right, now on with these mirrors. The hardest thing is, like, we want to set up this to be the same, which is it sort of is, isn't it? That's pointing down too much. So what basically it lined up to how we have it in BeamNG. And if we do that and then try and compare it to this window. Right, I notice I can see some of the light switch thing there. Why does that look like that's covering the light? Okay, I'm going to have a look at that. That don't look right. Oh, in the top left. Oh, I realised I didn't change the camera to BeamNG. Classic error. Right, so I'm trying to line up to this, basically. Right, it's not perfect. I can't be bothered to keep redoing it, but somewhere like that will do. Now, I want to click on this. Don't know why that's turned off. Click on this. I want to make sure that snaps off, and I'm just going to adjust it to a height that I think is about right. Seeing the red ribbon, and then find it really hard to hit that blue arrow thing, and then swing it so I can see some of my car. There we go. So that should be about right. Maybe, would it be a little bit higher maybe? Maybe something like that. And then we can do the same to this one. So it definitely needed to go up, that's for sure. And I thought it needed to go out this way. I probably just went a bit too much. Would take a guess about there. So hopefully they're lined up now. And I think that's about it. We can export again. Okay. For some reason we can't see our letters and numbers anymore, so that's a bit odd. I wonder if we turn on the headlights, we can see them. Would still be a very odd thing to happen. Yep, we can see some of them when we turn those lights on. Okay, strange. And then we look forwards. We are looking out the rear one. Mostly okay. I'll say, yeah, they're straight lines, so that looks like it's going straight back. But we are still having a little bit of issues with the rear view mirror there. So if we look up at it, so definitely needs tilting more up, but left or right. So if we look away, the angle's improving. So it's not far off. So let's fix that. I haven't sorted out the rev. I'll do that after I've done the mirrors, I think. Yay! We've done it. The mirrors are lined up. If you look at the wing mirror, that looks very well lined up. Look at the rear view mirror, that looks very well lined up. Fortunately, can't see the car in these mirrors. It's really upsetting. Need to work out how to do that. The dials, I've turned the back plate off. It's now cloth to stop it glowing. And I'm happy. It looks better. It looks happier. If you turn the lights off. There we go. And why have I got my own speakers turned up really loud? That don't make any sense. And yeah, you can still see the numbers easily enough. I've changed the code. I had to change it to 19 rather than 28. So now when we drive, it changes near enough in the right spot, which is good. And we've got some steering action. Oh, nice. Bit of handbrake. Still in first gear, are we? Let's go. Yes, the submersiveness is there. It's working. It looks nice. I'm happy. No, we're actually almost done with automation altogether. The next stages will be taking the car body into Blender and fixing out some of the weird trim stuff that's going on. And also going into the code and changing some of the light settings, which reminds me, I need to go through all the light fixtures and make sure they're set to something that I like, and that works for me. And making minimalistic as well. I don't want lots of lights in there because it means more lights I have to go through and when working out the code and stuff, which I don't want to overdo it in that sense. Do I bore you guys with it? It's really just changing the panels, going through, not really that much to look at. If you need tutorials on doing stuff like that, let me know in the comment and I'll make you a tutorial on how to do this a bit more detailed. I have already done lots of videos, but maybe you need a new one that's a bit more fresh. That's all the lights sorted out. For some reason they love putting headlights in your tail lights to act as your tail lights, but even though there's a setting called tail lights in the code or whatever, so who knows why they do that. But anyway, I've cleaned all of them up and they're ready to go. The only hard bit obviously is when we get to the code and sort these out, but I'm going to save that for another day because there's a lot more fun we can be having with this automation car. Let's jump over to BeamNG, shall we?